If I missed the risk assessment, I would have been disciplined. But if a building exposes people to risk for years, who gets disciplined? In prison, risk is personal, unless you're senior, obviously. That's the problem. At least 16 UK prisons have been found with unsafe levels of radon gas, radioactive, invisible, and linked to lung cancer. At HMP Dartmoor, the levels were reported at around 10 times the legal workplace limit. It was then evacuated and closed in 2024. But dozens more sites are under investigations right now. Now, here's the part that actually matters. Because on the wing, risk is personal. At the top, risk is procedural. And that difference is everything. In custody, we're trained to treat risk like religion almost. Dynamic risk, static risk, violence risk, self harm risk. Log it, document it, justify it. You miss a form, you're questioned immediately. Miss an observation, you're reviewed, possibly suspended. I've sat in an office being pulled apart over paperwork while working in buildings that were literally decaying around us. We are told to be precise, but precision seems to exist only at the bottom. Now, do this with me. If unsafe air was found in a school, what happens? If unsafe air was found in a hospital, what happens? Immediate action, public outrage, clear accountability. But when it's prison, it becomes an estate issue. Schools raise challenging children. Hospitals treat criminals as well. So what's the difference? Now, radon isn't something that you can just manage better on a wing. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't just unlock yourself away from it. If levels are unsafe, that's ventilation, that's infrastructure, estate decisions, not officer behavior. So when unsafe levels sit inside 16 prisons, at least, and more are being investigated, that's not a wing failure, that's structural. Here's the uncomfortable line. In prison, accountability has a rank structure. Frontline staff are accountable by name. Strategic failure is accountable by department. If a prisoner assaults someone, investigation. If an officer makes the wrong call, suspension. If infrastructure exposes people to long-term risk, no one hands in their epaulets. No one gets walked out. And before someone says, well, you chose the job. No. Officers choose to manage violence. They do not choose to absorb unmanaged structural risk while being micromanaged over paperwork. Here's the debate though. Should governors or senior leadership be personally accountable by name the way officers are when estate risks are left unmanaged? Not politically, practically, like we do. Just yes or no. Now, if you're new here, hi, I'm Dagna, and I've stood on the inside of the system. I've seen what the headlines miss. This, it's inside out justice, when we say the quiet parts out loud. Now, yesterday's sentencing build episode already came out at 6 o'clock. And tomorrow on Friday, the next one drops, and we're breaking down recall, not the myth, the mechanism. 28 days, 56 days, what it actually means. Because just like risk, recall gets misunderstood until it hits you. Risk doesn't disappear at the top. On the top, it just becomes someone else's problem. And usually, that someone is lower down. I'll see you Friday.